Well, how are you doing today?
I'm all right, and you?
So good to see you again. I don't know if you listened to Professor Akanwu and all the things he said. Let me just, pick up some of the bullet points. He talked about integrated sustainable policies. He also talked about checking mismanagement, and he also talked about integrating communities along the coastal lines to ensure that Nigeria's Blue Economy Initiative overcomes inertia. I'd like to have your take, though, as regards what we are talking about.
Okay. The blue economy, as he has spoken about, of course, is the economy around the waters, the economy of the ocean, and it's largely ignored. If you see the way we have treated our water lines in this country, of course, you understand what I'm saying. And when we talk about the economy of the ocean, it is such a huge place from trading activities. So issues around port activities, which are trade enablers, to issues around fishing, to issues of energy. There are all sort of a drilling that happens in the ocean, to issues of power to generate electricity. These are just some of the major things that we can bring out of the blue economy. However, it is not just about taking out of the ocean, it is also about sustainably doing so. So whatever we do regarding the blue economy, we must also be thinking about sustainability, the environment, the environment. And then how we incorporate the social content. There are people who are involved, there are communities around this water lines. They have concerns. There are communities that are literally wiped away. There are recent news about Ayetoro, somewhere in Ondo State, that is fast disappearing under the waters. So the blue economy is a big issue. Opportunities for major economic activities and revenue generation. But at the same time, whatever we do in that space, sustainability must be at the back of our minds, as well as the social, cultural environment that are involved in exploiting the blue economy.
You raised a lot of points. You talked about the community that it's almost disappearing. I mean, experts have been saying that if flooding, if water, what's it called now, climate change is not, the effects of climate change is not checked, that coastal communities like you have in Lagos might go underwater in 2050. They're also saying that by 2030, if they don't check plastic pollution, you might have fishes that have, the ocean might have more plastic than fishes. These are some of the loopholes and some of the challenges that this sector faces. So I'd like for you to talk about the new ministry and that's been created by this current administration and what you expect for them to put in place to ensure that things go well as regards Nigeria's marine blue economy.
Okay, like you rightly pointed out, you mentioned the issues of plastic and pollution. While those things are challenges, they are also opportunities. There was once upon a time when all these plastics were also everywhere on the streets of Lagos. Today, there are industries that are built around plastics in Lagos here. Quite a number of them. They are gathering bottles, plastic bottles, and they are converting it to exportable product. What you call pet flakes are being exported in Lagos today. So while the plastic pollution represents a challenge, we can deal with that challenge. We can deal with it from the perspective of awareness creation. At the same time, whatever the awareness did not curb, we can gather, we can collect them and convert them to money. They are monetizable. That right there is a reality about those pollution. What was the second part of the question? I forgot that.
Merged the two of them together. I was talking about checking climate change and how coastal communities might go underwater if these things are not checked, like
Correct.
ocean lines being overrun and all of that.
Exactly. That's why I was referring to in my earlier comment when I spoke about sustainability. Because people look at the blue economy now as something to just be exploited. But it's not just about exploitation. Sustainability has to be planned into that exploitation and the environmental impact, so that the environment does not get hurt in the course of exploiting the blue economy for our own use. So the beautiful thing about the fears is that they are fears that have been conquered in several other parts of the world. They've been significantly dealt with. You have a country like the Netherlands, the most part of which is below water level. But today, Netherlands enjoy probably less flooding than Nigeria, which is not below water level. So it is a question of being conscious of the environment and exploiting the environment with sustainability in mind, so that whatever checks and balances we need to put in place, we do it, rather than just exploiting without having sustainability and the environment in mind. Once we know that, and we know that it has been done in several parts of the world, we can copy and adapt what has been done in other places and ensure that our environment is sustainable even as we exploit the blue economy.
Fantastic. You know, earlier on we talked about how the West is now seeking to collaborate with Nigeria as regards this new, industry. It's not new though. I mean, maybe it's because the ministry is new. But recently though, the West says they would like to really collaborate with Nigeria so that the potentials that are bound in this sector is harnessed. What's your take though?
Of course, though, like you said, blue economy has been there, I would rather say on a rudimentary level, but giving it a focus by creating a ministry for blue economy might actually be the way forward. Because what we have done with that is to give it the necessary attention required, so that things are not being done haphazardly, but in a coordinated manner under a ministry that could regulate activities while at the same time incentivize increased economic activities relating to the blue economy. Now, in the course of all of that, we need to collaborate with other parts of the world that have done this successfully in the past. People have monetized their ocean lines across several countries in the world. Either they're using the ports like you have in places like Singapore, or massive fishing like you will see in Japan, or energy. A lot of drilling are going on offshore, in the waters, or energy where they've been able to use this water to turn turbines and generate electricity. We have not done most of these things. Even most of our fishes are imported. So we definitely need to be able to work closely with people who have successfully done this in several other parts of the world. But while engaging with them, we must be conscious of the fact that there is no free lunch anywhere, not even in Freetown. So the nature of the engagement, the nature of the contract must take the nation as paramount, as priority, because those people, those countries we will be dealing with will be taking their own nation as priority. So for us as well, Nigeria first in our engagement with the West. We sure we need their help, but we must be conscious that there is no free lunch even in Freetown.
Okay, no free lunch even in Freetown. Well, let's talk about, piracy and other illegal activities and how this might hamper the growth of Nigeria's blue economy. What do you think should be put in place?
Well, the Navy has its job cut out for it. I'm also aware that a few years ago, the United States actually announced the commencement of the construction of what promises to be the biggest consulate building in the world, here at the ocean front in Lagos. Now, while there are, comments, pros and cons around that particular project, but you can be sure that that project will have implications for deterrence for piracy. That I can say for free. At the same time, we need to empower the Navy to continue to do what they are doing. There was a time when we got on certain negative list for piracy in the world. But I'm also aware that our name has been removed from that particular list. So whatever we are doing that is working for us, as far as piracy is concerned, we must sustain it and even build on it. Now, especially that we're trying to exploit the economy of the blue economy.
Fantastic. As we wrap this up, Gbolahan, what will be your final take, though? This is you wrapping things up. From what the professor has said to what you have said and what you expect to see in the future. A few seconds.
I believe that it is worth exploiting the blue economy. We have a very long stretch of ocean line, and it represents opportunities for trade, for energy, for power, for fishing, and we need to make all these heavenly bestowed assets to count for us as a country. But in the course of doing that, we must do it with environmental sustainability in mind, as well as the involvement of the communities that are right by these waters. And if we do all of this, we can make the best of the blue economy.